Hello guys, this is Paula, and I am back from my retreat this Friday night, and I didn't have a chance to do a video before I left like I planned, so you'd have one late tonight or in the morning. It's already 11 o'clock at night, so I wanted to jump in and do one that I have been saving. It's nothing major. You've seen it before, but I just want to make one. So I've seen it done a lot of different times, and I've done it in different ways. So for example, here is 2 tags, and they measure, let me get my measure, get my ruler out, and they measure 6 by 3. So 2 6 by 3 tags. They can be any color. I'm just using up some of my craft because I was getting low, but I've bought some and stained them since then. But anyway, so that is the one I glued together. Now there's more to this, but I just wanted you to see the one I glued together. If we have time, we'll do 2, but if not, we'll just do this one. So I got my 2 tags here, and I'm going to put them, I'm going to glue them, I'm going to center them and glue them right here, and then we'll go from there. Now I am going to use glue stick for this. I'm sorry if you can hear my fan in the background. I've got it low so it won't be as noisy, and it's old. But I'm super hot tonight, and of course it's 90, it got to 95 today, and it's muggy, and ugh, it's just gross. Okay, so I think what we'll do is put this back one down first. I think it'd be easier. So we're gonna put the glue stick on the side that will be glued to the flap. And you wanna get it pretty good, because you know, we want it to stay together. Now we're going to bring the flap right here. I'm actually going to do it easier than that. I think I'm going to do it like this and pull the flap over. And you just want to make sure you have it on here even up on the top and the bottom. Okay, now we're going to put glue on top of this flap, and it will grab hold of the other tag. You can do this with paper. You know, you can do this. I think we've not that long ago did one with paper and collaged on it. We are going to collage on this because that's what I've been wanting to do with this idea. Yeah, so let me, and I think, because I haven't got to use it yet, we're going to use some of my my Seasons, which is the Quilts digital paper. Now, I'm not doing that to pressure you to go over there. I think it's fun. And I don't know why this one seems shorter. And I didn't get it quite as close as I should have. See? This should have been flush right here, and I did it different this time, and it's not. So it's really just this outside one that's not flush. So we're going to put some more on it. I think it's probably because I put it down on the old stuff. I mean the envelope and so forth. I don't know. I think it's going to end up a little bit shorter for some reason. Who knows why. But, so I'm going to make sure I get it all the way over to the line, or the fold of the, and I know probably I got the one on the inside off. So we'll just trim around it. It's not that big a deal. We'll let it dry and we'll work on the other one. And then when this dries, I'll do something by trimming around this or something. But yeah, it was slightly off, and so I'll trim around that and trim off the craft was a little bigger. And then we'll have this. Now I'm going to put this to the side since I have to wait for it to dry, and we'll just pull out the one I did for example. No biggie, no biggie. Now, I got a smaller envelope. So see, you can see the difference in the two envelopes. Mostly because I wanted it to look different. So I'm going to put this right here. And I'm going to put it center. So you're going to have a space around it. And yeah, don't ask me why. I just decided I wanted to put that on there. I did right before the video. I decided I wanted to use this. Now, we'll see what happens. If we don't like it, we don't have to add it, right? The next time you make one, just don't add it. That's what I'm saying. Okay, now we want it to be even on the top and even on the bottom. So, of course, I got it off. It's hard to... When you got glue, grab and hold it, it's hard to get things straight sometimes. Now, there we go. Now I'm just rubbing the glue in. It will dry clear and you won't be able to feel it or anything. That's the thing I love about the Yoo-hoo or Oohoo or whatever we want to call it. I've heard people call it so many different things. Okay, so there we go. Now, I do want to cover this and this with some of my, I think I want to cover it with my, this doily, okay? The reason why is because I think it'll look good on there. That's the reason. I'm going to put it on this inside. It won't cover everything. But I'll have to tell you this, I don't have my cutting board because I left it at the retreat, which I'll be going back early in the morning. I did finish an album tonight. Well, I'll put it this way. I finished putting the paper on the album. I haven't decorated it or added photos or anything, but I will. I'll get to that point at some point. Now, this will be in my Etsy shop in the first group of Doily Digitals, and I'm using it now because I just can't wait, and I want you to be so tempted. No, I'm just kidding. All right, let's go right here. I just want you guys to be able to see different ways it can be used before you just pressure buy it, because I know sometimes, you know, that happens. I hate it when that happens. Okay, so we're going to let this, we're not going to glue this down into the inside of this. So when we glue, we're just going to glue the envelope itself and save this as a pocket. Just giving you that heads up so I wouldn't forget. And I'm going to tear this off here. Let's see, right there. About as straight as I can get it. This particular paper is on cardstock. You know, I have a variety, but I'm now, when I collage with anything, I'm using just copy paper because it tears better and all of that. So I just, you know. So I think over here, I'm looking. I think I want to put, I'm looking through my papers. We also have this doily, which I like. I think we need to do it like this. I'm going to just put it in the middle, right? And we'll just tear where we think we're supposed to tear. Let me pull it down where we can see, and then we can always shorten it. So let's put it in the middle. And that will be right here. Straight over. I'm going to try to go straight. I'll put it that way. I've had this on my desk wanting to do this, and so I thought when I was there thinking I didn't get my video done, boo-hoo, I was like, I'm going to go home and I'm going to do that project I wanted to do. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Okay, so now I'm going to tear this direction. You have to remember it's shorter than the other one, so you got to make sure we get it the right height. These are the doily color on these is it's this doily on the right, the circular doily, is lighter than the other one. But I think they look good together. And I know this is going to sound even crazier. I'm going to make this kind of a bird theme. You're saying, what? I just want one with the doilies and bird and my quilt. So I'm making these to cover the pockets. You know, I don't even care if it makes sense to do them together. I like mixing all kinds of textures and paper and whatever. Okay, whoa. All right, so these are going to be ready to glue down. They do look different. Let's see, do we want it up like this? I think I like it in that direction, but I tore it to fit in this direction, so we'll just go with that. All right, and this is going to go here, and both of these are going to be pockets. So I'm going to take the hole punch. I'm going to go like this. I want to make sure we have our pocket punched before we glue it down. Yeah, about like that. And let's get it in the center. Or close to the center as we can. I hope you guys can see okay as I'm working on this. I have a lot of stuff around my desk. It's not giving me much table space, as you can tell. Let me look and make sure we're okay here. Looks like I'm off to the one side, doesn't it? Okay, I like the way this is looking. I don't have an ink pad. I just realized it. But I do have another ink. It's called tea dye, which is probably better for this anyway. So I'm thinking, because the cards are so stark white, I'd go ahead on this particular one and go ahead and ink around the papers. Especially since this has got small paper. I mean, that didn't make sense. Since this is going to have larger paper. I've been with all the crazy ladies tonight, so no, they're all a lot of fun. I think I'm really truly the crazy one in the group. Okay, so there's that. And see, I just think it looks better up against that white to have a little bit of tea. This is tea dye ink by, it's a Distress Oxide by Tim Holtz, the man of the hour every day. I don't think a soul doesn't know him. I hope he's continuing to do well. Okay, now one more side here. I've noticed when inking, or not inking, but copying and scanning with white paper behind it, sometimes it almost looks like it has a, it looks dimensional. I know that sounds weird, but it depends on the angle that you're using. Over here, this is going to be with my digital because, get it out here, it's going to be with that because it's brown and I don't want to see any of the brown. I want it to have, you know, that's where you should use all white tags if you're going to do something like this. Okay, now I'm going to tear, this is on copy paper. I don't know how, I mean, it depends on your age, but I think a lot of women my age, 62, would love the whole doily quilt thing going on here. I'm going to turn this and tear it this direction. This one is the spring quilt. Paula. Well, I guess I'm going to have to flip it over and do the other side now. It's okay, either side will work. I just tore too quick or not quick enough. There is a perfect way to tear, I guess. No, there's not. Okay, now, I know, I'm going to set these two doilies aside for a second. I better fold that down for a little bit too. So, I'm going to get this, I want this to be covered where you can't see that brown tag, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. The only way that could happen is if we just cut around it. Okay, we're going to cut around it. I'm sorry. It's not something I wanted to do, but I don't want, let me grab the same tag. I don't want it to look weird. Okay, I don't know if this, no, wrong tag. Let me grab another one. Sorry, guys. Okay. I'm coming. Okay, so now we're going to do just like this. And then I'm just going to cut around it. I'm just going to draw with a pencil and try to find a pair of scissors to cut around it. Let me find it. There it is. I hope you guys are having a good Friday night, which is almost Saturday now. You know what my deal is? I got a new computer, you guys. Yeehaw. My computer finally hit the wall. Do you know what that means? Did I slam it into the wall? No, but I would if I could. That thing has drove me nuts for the last, easily the last year. I don't know. It's just been, I don't know. It's not been likable. I'll put it that way. So I'm just going to trim around this pencil mark. That's the only way I can really cover this tag up. Okay. All right, getting closer. These aren't my regular Tim Holtz scissors. They're tighter than my red ones, so I always seem to... Okay, where did the line go for the... I must have not drew it all the way down. Oh, there it is. Man, it is blending right in with the paper. There we go. Okay, so we got that out of the way. And I'm trying to think, do we want to use another quilt piece on the other side? I don't know. So this will be fitted down here. And for some reason, it's bigger than, this tag must have been trimmed off at some point. Maybe I trimmed it to fit the white tag. You think? I bet that's what happened. So we better trim it before we try to put it down, because we'll be disappointed if we don't in how it fits. The funny thing is, I don't know how much to really trim, because yeah, we'll just go with it like that and see. There we go. All right, now I'm going to run some ink over this real fast. Although probably we could have inked it by itself. once it was on the paper or on the tag. Once you add ink to this quilt, you can make it as dark as you want. That's why I decided to start it light and make it very pastel, was because you can use your ink pad on it, see, like I'm doing here, and give it some age. Now I'm not doing it a lot, but I'm doing it enough to please my eye. Okay, so I'm going to bring this over and put some glue on it, straighten things up where I can move on my desk. So what I took to my retreat, I'll let you know. I had a 8x6 or 8x8 album. I think it was 8x8 chipboard album, and I decided to use it on for my paper that I bought, and I will show you all of that probably on Sunday. I'll just show you everything. I've already had several people ask me. I'm not going to the retreat to get caught up. I should, because I need to, but mostly just to relax. You know, I decided there's a lot of things I need that I normally make, like my cards, and some of my albums are kind of halfway done, and you know. So there is how that looks. Let's go ahead and glue these down. I think I'm going to add some Fabri-Tac to this portion because these are pretty big and heavier. They're on cardstock. Okay, now I'm just going to do the glue on the portion of the tag. I mean the envelope. I'm sorry, you guys. My mind has went somewhere, and I don't think it's where it needs to be. So I just want this to be covered really well, because we're going to have the pocket in this one, and I don't want stuff to come off of it. Now on this one, I may have put some glue too far out. I didn't think about it. Another crazy moment. That's what happens to you when you do videos late at night. But that's okay. I still feel very awake. I will have to clean up some of that. I don't have my wipes right here in front of me either. My husband will be coming through here in a little bit. And when he does, well, I say he will, to get the dogs. She's right here, and she's not happy because she got put in her crate long enough for him to run to the store. She don't like it. Probably wasn't the best thing to put Kleenex on there, was it? I got to get some of that off. As usual, I'm over glue. I need to come up with a name for me. You know, I don't know what it would be, but I'll come up with something. Maybe you guys can name it Crazy Woman Over Glues. Okay, so this, when everything dries, this will be your pocket down in there. And when I get this stuff off of the side of the paper, which I will, I don't have my little adhesive eraser here. What do I do? I'm going to use a regular one and see if it works. We'll find out real quick, won't we? We may have been paying extra for an eraser when we could have just used this. It does work, but not like my other one. I'm just getting the big spots, guys, where you can really see it. Which is pretty much all over it. I know not to put it that close to the edge next time. I reminded myself by doing this. I got a new eraser, so I don't mind running this one because I got a new one. That's a better one. Well, if you want to call it that, I paid 49 cents for it at Hobby Lobby on the clearance rack. I thought, well, for 49 cents, and I've had it before, so I know it's a decent one. Excuse me. All right, come out of there. Okay, I'm trying to clean up. I mean, literally a lot of glue. Okay, now it's not super perfect, but I think it's the best we can do without my other eraser. I just need to be more mindful of it. You know, I just have a tendency to go crazy sometimes when I'm not thinking completely wisely. Okay, now this time we won't do that. I'm just saying. Paula would be way more careful. Now I'm going to, I know what I did is I should have put the glue on this, and I didn't, on my paper rather than on my envelope. So what I'm going to do is put glue on this bottom portion and avoid going too awfully close to the edge. You know, you got to get up there a little ways or you won't secure your stuff. But I'm trying to see how far out I need to go. So on this portion right here, I'm just going to do it on the envelope. But I'm not going close to the edge this time. See what happens. We'll just see what happens. Okay. Behave glue. Okay. I like the, I do like the look of the doily to cover the pockets. I just hope I'm not gluing them down anywhere. I don't feel anything under there. Let me look under here. No. All right. Quilt, Grandma's doily. What else do you need, right? Grandma's quilt, Grandma's doily. So that is the inside. Now, we got to think about the outside. Let me make sure. I think I saw glisten of glue. I did. Right here. It's what happens when your lights are decent. You see everything. All right. So this is how this part's going to look. Now I'm thinking that I want to use right here, I want this because I like the way that looks. I'm happy with that. So sometimes I just feel pastel. Do you ever think that? I think it's my summer or my winter quilt. Let me pull it out and I'll show you. It's actually the winter one. Well, and the summer, sorta. I don't think Mom used this much red. But this reminds me of Mom's old quilt. And that's why I did it like that. And all of this is vintage. All of the fabric, except maybe the tie-dye and the floral. But I feel almost positive. I pulled it all out of my vintage box. So I may use, I kind of want to stick with pastels on this. Don't ask me why, I don't know. I'm liking it, pastel maybe. Okay, so let's tear this side. I might have to get another sheet. I kind of tore it wonky. Yes, that's a word. Okay, here we go. Let's go like this. I'm just not holding it down as tight as I should. Ugh. So my husband has been working all night on my new computer to get it ready. I don't like the way that tore, but I think it's gonna work. Let's do it down here. Yeah. And we will get a little bit of this torn section, but not much. So that will work fine. If I can keep my paper from tearing more. And we did. Yeehaw. Okay, now this one, about like that. It almost feels like we need to pull some off of that down there instead of up here. Let's see. No, we'll just go with the smaller piece. I don't like it when it's hanging over if I don't have to do it that way. So let's do this. Let's tear it right. Let's get it where we want it, first of all. Then tear it up here. Trying to find the edge of the small envelope, which is not super simple. Got different layers going on here. Okay. So you just have to use your imagination when you're doing something with a quilt. I'm still thinking this one side is just too wide. We keep tearing, we won't have a torn spot on our quilt. I'm just going to tear this little bit right down here. Now, let's see if I can get it straight this time. Oops, it's wanting to come out of there. Stay in your place. Okay, I'm going to try it from this side, see what happens. There we go, that's better. Let's see what this looks like again. I think that was just the problem. I'm going to put it like that. Now, we need to ink it real fast because, you know, it'll look weird if we don't. I hope I'm not off camera, you guys. I kind of was forced to the edge, and I feel like I keep pushing it forward, but you know, sometimes when you don't have enough space, you just got to make space, Paula. Yes, I tell myself that often, but that doesn't mean that I do. Okay, now this would be better if it was vintage photo. I'm just gonna say it would be better, I think. Now we are going to use the glue stick on this. Be very careful if you have any torn areas like I do right there. I was just sure I was gonna rip that off. When you work so hard and then you rip off a part of it, it would not be cool. And I know I'm putting a lot on here, but I am the glue lady. I don't want this glue stick to not hold. And I just feel like you have to put more than just a little swipe on there. Okay, so it goes like this. Okay. Like it. Like it. I figure we'll get it all covered and then we can decorate. So, this is the inside. I'm liking it, guys. I hope you are. We'll do the outside inking when it's all over with. Okay, so now we need to ink. We need to put something here. Let me see. Do we want to do, I think we want to do Dolly. Here we go, Dolly. I think since it's got a white background, it'd be perfect. Okay, so let's go up here. My nails, I had her shape them a different way this time, and man, when you get used to something, it is different. When you change it up, just even a little bit. Perfect. Okay. All right, right there. Now see, I think that's nice because everything we're working is back and forth with the pastel and the doily. I saw Artie Mae's, I think her name's Andrea. I saw her using this color ink, so I got it because it said tea. You know, you think tea and dye, but I still think it's hard to really get it on there well, at least for me. Although I have a refiller, maybe it just needs to be refilled. Okay, so now we've got this. Let me flip it around and see if it fits better this way. I think it does. I'm going to trim right up here on this side. No, it goes better the other way. Sometimes, I mean, if you try to flip it from how you tore it, it's not always going to cooperate with you, right? So I'm just going to go like this a little bit to keep it off of that edge. And then my little scissors trying to eat my paper. Crazy thing. Now I got to ink it. But that part just appeared to be hanging out. Okay. Now, I'm going to glue this down with Fabri-Tac because it's heavier. I just feel like that would be better. You guys can do whatever you would like. Okay, so now, where'd my Fabri-Tac go? There it is. And I'm going to put the glue onto the doily paper. Who would have ever thought that we could make copies of vintage doilies and use them over and over and over again? What a great idea. I know I've seen it done on other channels, and then Gail and Rachel just kind of are the first ones I have seen just print the doilies alone. I'm sure there's more out there, but it's all the rage now. Everybody wants to do it. Not really for the money as much as for the just getting to use some old vintage things you've got stuck in drawers that you know, gathered over the years and at estate sales and different things like that. Antique malls, boy, you can sure tell the difference in a antique and a not antique. Okay, so here we go. So if you have it like this, you're not going to get that until you do that, and then you're going to get that. So now what we need to do is turn it over and decide over here what we need. Now I think we need another, we're going to have to put some journaling space on this somewhere. So I think this would be a good place to start. And because this is white, we can use portions of this and then just cover portions with the two different kinds of papers we're using. Now, I will tell you, you want to ink them because we've inked all the others. I'm not going to ink around the white part until I see how much time we have left. So really what I'm going to concentrate on covering back here is this seam where the envelope flap is. Let's see what we got here. I'm telling you, I'm getting over here with my book so you can see. Let's do like this. Go up right here. Trying to find my scissors underneath something. Okay, there we go with that. Now, seeing what we've got left here. I've got some more of this. Let's do it just like that. And guess what I forgot to do on that one scrap? Right there. Yes, you're correct. I forgot to ink it like I was supposed to. It's all right. We used every bit of this and almost every bit of the doily portion. So I'm thinking, do I want to do like that? And then maybe we can put something right there. Yep, that's what we'll do. Don't know what it'll be, but we can put like a card or a bird, or I thought I really wanted to use some bird images on this. I just think it would look pretty on the pastel. Kind of weird up here at the top though, isn't it? I think we should add some more. Where's my ruler? I'm going to cut just a little bit off of here because I can. And I'm going to do just, I don't know. I'm just going to play with it and see what happens. Okay. My Fabri-Tac is getting harder to squeeze because remember I didn't put but a small hoe, and it is trying to volcano a little bit now, but let me see how much is left in here. It's like 3/4 or more gone, so that tells you that it doesn't take much. It's not, I'm not losing near as much glue as I was, you know. So I don't know what I'm going to put here, so I'm going to go ahead and I don't like that either though. Here, let's do this. Get some of this right here. So I want to make sure it has some ink on it. And I'll go back and smooth out that ink around the top of the card. Okay, so now I didn't even try it. I'm just going to do it, right? I didn't audition it, as Rachel says. Just going to do it. Well, looks like I didn't get glue on the very edge of this, so we're going to add some glue stick and hope for the best. Okay. All right, now this can be the back, and I thought we could, let me get this wiped off and put up. What happened to my Kleenex? There's one. Now, we're going, let me see how much time we've got. Just 46 minutes, so we should have time to put something on here, right? Okay, now, I've got birds on my mind. I really think these little birds are so cute, but I think it's too big. I just think they're adorable. Let's see what other birds we've got. I can't remember off the top of my head who I cut. These are a combination of different people, digitals. I mean, I just put birds in the bird pile, and do you know what I'm saying? I don't really, so I'm thinking, I'm gonna leave that there for now. I like him, but I don't think he's gonna work. Let's see what else we've got. We got all kinds of birds, but I'm really wanting to feed the color that the color scheme. Pinks and blues. Now I would cut off the congratulations portion, but I like that. Let's see what else we've got. Look at this little tree full of birds. How cute is that? I cut every one of these out. You would think I'd know exactly which one I want to use, but nope, I don't. Oh, look at these little Christmas birds with the snow. Look at that. Is that not cool? That's from the very top of birds. It's interesting, huh? This one's pretty too. It's got yellow and look at those babies. How can we say no to these babies? Okay, that one's going there for sure. I like the way that looks. Now, I'm thinking that we can add an actual bird, maybe, but let's look and see if we can find something pretty for here. Look at this little one. Looked like a baby. Oh, look at those. How adorable. How adorable. Well, we may just do the one and actually do a cutout bird, because I've got some birds already cut out. These are old vintage postcards. And they're just, you know, super old, and they've been made into a digital. And these are all large back here. So, I think we'll stick with this one going right here since it's the center. So cute. Okay, now over here, let's see what bird we can come up. Look at all these cutouts. So I I take old magazines, you know, and I cut them out, even if they're shiny. I cut them out and then I put them on my copier, and I put a group of them on some either photo paper or something that's not shiny. Okay, cardstock, whatever. And I will use them. I cut them out. Like, look at this pretty bluebird. Look at him. He's gonna go feed those babies. That looks like he's what he's gonna do. But I also have these. I'm trying to decide, do I want to use this type of thing, or do I want to use this? I like this picture, and I'm afraid if I don't, I might not ever find a place I like it again. You never know, right? Okay, let's see. Fine, I'm thinking I want a blue, some kind of blue bird. I know in this box I've got plenty of bluebirds. He's just sitting on a rock. He's not really quite the right color. This bird is pretty on there too, isn't he? I would bring my box over here, but we would have stuff everywhere because I've got so much going on here. He wouldn't be bad if he wasn't like a winter time. Didn't have the wintertime look. Okay, so I say we just pick one. I'm still kind of peeking in here to see if I'm missing something grand. Okay, that won't work. These two would work. I really wanted something for over here, but I'm not seeing one that is perfect. I could take this bluebird off and put him right there. Disconnect him from the other guy, you know. I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean to take forever. I didn't have time to plan this portion out ahead of time. Now we've got this little guy too, who wouldn't be bad. He's blue, but he's too big. Or he's facing the wrong direction. One or the other. I think I'm going to go with this one flying right here. And I think if we overdo it, it won't look like as much fun, you know. So I don't want to smash my birds down in here. Okay, so we've got the birds that we want. So let's ink real quick. And I tell you, I think this would look better if it was matted, but I'm not going to do that because I don't want it to be overkill. Now, we can make this also a side tuck, or we can make it a top pocket. I'm thinking. I think we should leave the top open, but not punch a hole in or a half moon in there, because I just think that would be take away from the picture. So I'm going to glue this down around the sides. It's going to have to be a very thin tag or whatever you put in here. Otherwise it's not gonna have room, because you know how the glue spreads out as you put it down there. Ooh, I just knew I was gonna glue something to something. Glue something to something. Okay, here we go. We'll just center it. There we go. Make sure it's straight. And then press down around the edges. Now on this other bird that's bringing, which I think is perfect for this picture because he's a different kind of bird, but that's all right, we don't care. He's got a worm in his mouth. So, and he's flying the right direction, so why not put him on here, right? And he looks like he's in slow-mo, so he's not over the speed limit. Okay. All right, and we will put him down with some glue stick. But I am going to cover this portion up because, yeah, it's too sticky. We will eventually get there. Okay, now, trying to think, I know I have other bird stuff, but I don't think we want to overkill. Maybe we should add a little bit of floral somewhere. Ooh. Oh, look at him. I'm coming, babies. Okay. That is if it's a relative. I'm going to say nobody's going to notice that. Okay, so there we have it. This portion, this would be pretty stitched, but then we should have done it ahead of time. So I'm not going to worry about that, but I think this portion looks really good. Over here, we could put some journaling. So what we can do is we can add a section of something. Let's see what this looks like. Now, let me get my little scissors out because I think we need some kind of little edge on it. This is in the right color scheme. It's got pink on it. So let's just see what it looks like. Do we want to use the dark? No, I think we need to use it. Just, you know, the nice thing is I'm going to use these tear scissors, but because it has the lines on here, we don't really have to worry about it being, you know, crooked. I don't think I want it crooked right there, I guess is what I'm saying. And I'm not going to use, I'm not going to make it super wide. I just want it to be a place we can dream about the birds and write about the birds or whatever's on your mind. Here we go. Come on. I hope you guys have been able to see this whole thing. If not, I'm so sorry. I just didn't want you to go without a video. My day didn't go like I expected it today. And so I was determined. I got home about 10:30, 10:40. And I thought I'm going to go do a video real fast so I can upload it while I'm sleeping. You may even get it sometime through the night. Okay, now do I like that? Not really. I like that better now that I've added that. Isn't that crazy? What it takes to make us happy. That one little piece of doily, what made me happy. Come on. He's either getting low or the little hole is plugging up. I'm not sure which. Okay. Let's put it right here. I don't know what book this is going to go with, or if it's going to go in my Etsy shop. I'm not sure. So I've got a lot of tags I want to put in there that we did. Some of them, you know, some of them I might need for books, but my next, I've just finished up my design team project, so you'll be seeing that soon. But yeah, there we go. Yeah, and then we'll make journaling cards, but that will not be something we do tonight. I think I want to go ahead and get it inked. We need something right here. You know that one that I really liked that had the babies? This one. I can't really cut it off, but I really liked it. I just think it would look cute on the front of this, but I really don't think if you cut it down it's gonna look good. Do you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, guys? Let me look at some smaller ones. See, that one goes the wrong direction. This one's got a baby, got babies too, but he's going the wrong direction. I want one that's long ways, and there's most of them are not, so that makes it kind of hard. So this is the only one that would work, and it's too big. I don't want to cut off the birds. Sorry, birdies. Let me grab my other birds. I have another little container of birds. And if I can find it real quick, we will take one from there and put in our, here they are. This is the little birds that we did some tags with. So let's see what we got here. I'm going to pull it out and go from there. We're just going to glue one on here and then we'll be done. And I will go back and ink, you know, when I have the opportunity. Look at this yellow one, is really pretty, guys. Isn't he pretty on there? He's a pastel. I was just going to see if we had something that had some pink on it as well. There's that one. Let's see. I don't think I like that as well. Oh, I want the bird to be pretty too. I don't want it to be just a... That one's too brown because it blends with the background. Come on, fingers. Well, this one's pretty. Let's use him. We're just going all vintage. So we'll use him. And, yeah, I think he'll look cute. And after we get him on here, I don't know, I don't think I want a label, but a label would look good. You know, I think I have some of the some perfect labels, actually. I'm going to put glue stick on this after I inked it. I've noticed when you do your glue stick that when you hit the corner of something, it will take a big chunk out of your glue. Yeah, and then you just have glue everywhere, see? All over the front, all over the back, you name it, it's there. Okay, so turn the bird right side up. I think I'm going to put it up a little ways this time, just to be different. And he's looking toward the outside, and that's okay. Yeah, see, when I do the doilies, I like to use color on them. When you do the color, you know, I don't know, I just like the color being color, you know. And I'll probably put like journal or something, some tags or something on there. Yay, you guys, what do you think? I think we're going to run a little bit of ink right here so you can kind of see what a difference it makes. And then down into the kind of anywhere you see white, basically, we're just going to run it across there so it will look good. And if I get this finished when I get back from my retreat, which is really just a day treat, a day thing. We call them crops and we call them treats because the place is called Serendipity Retreat. And so, yeah, that's how. But we do go away and do retreats, which is lots of fun. Okay. All right, now my table's going to be all yucky, and that is just fine. Now, I'm using kind of a dry tool to kind of put around the, and when I completely finish this with the journaling cards and everything, I'm going to come back and show that. I may do that in the same video that I show you guys my cards and stuff. I've had some people request that, and so I'm just going to do it. I'm going to show you. The ones I'm going to be doing, the main ones that I'm going to be doing are going to be some fall, and I like to get my cards made ahead of time. And I also will sell some sometimes, so I might put some in my Etsy shop if I have more than I need. Okay, there you go. This might end up with a label, or it just may end up with a title. So, I hope you enjoyed today's video. This is the inside. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. I still think this needs something because it flips in, either a journaling spot also, or maybe another bird. But I don't know. We've got some birds going on. We got 4, 5 right here. 6 birds. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to go to bed because I got to get up early and get back to my retreat. So I will see you again soon. All right, bye, guys.